Hey, what's going on, everyone? LiveWell here, coming to you today from the LiveWell Public Hardcore SMP. That's right, this is a public IP today. If you want to come and try your luck at a hardcore server, the IP is below in the description, or come by Twitch and type !IP in the chat. Let's go! So LiveWell is still a fairly new server. We've been progressing pretty quick, though. It's only about a couple weeks old, and we already have slayed the dragon, and we've collected our elytras and our shulker boxes, but things are starting to get a little bit crowded, and we love to expand our inventories. And instead of strolling around the end, dangerously trying to slay shulkers, I thought, you know what? Let's try and use a farm that's been recently designed by a guy named Devilmock. I'm going to leave you a link below to his description. Be sure to go and check that out. If you're looking for a shulker farm, this is absolutely the one to build. So let's go have a quick look in the chest, and if you're planning to build this farm, this is what you're going to need. We're going to be needing about a chest full of building blocks of your choice. I chose cobble because I have an abundance of cobblestone at the moment. And then down here is everything else we're going to be needing for this farm, guys. Don't pay too close of attention to some of these quantities. I grabbed as many chests and hoppers as I could just to make a giant storage system, as well as all of these rails to make sure that I can get that shulker back from that end city without any troubles. All of this stuff down here is just for one single wither rose that we need for this farm. Probably the most technical thing we need for the farm. In order to get that, we're going to take a wither and spawn it below the bedrock portal in that end island. Trap it in the bedrock and then take all of these eggs, throw them all at the ground, and try and spawn in as many chickens as is absolutely possible. That way, when the wither spawns in and explodes, it should kill those chickens and leave us with a bunch of wither roses. Or at least it should. And the final thing we're going to need on that list is about 5 stacks of obsidian, which is a huge amount. I think the best way to get that is probably through the obsidian pillars in the end island. So I'm going to go and take care of that, and I will meet you guys under the portal. Alright, so this is the obsidian pillar after we are through with it. Looks like we're taking most of this thing home with us, but that is perfect because we're going to need every single piece of obsidian for this farm. If we look under here, I've already kind of set up our wither killing station here. Let me see if I can show you guys how this works. Basically, what we're going to do is spawn this wither inside. We're going to place the heads right here. That thing is going to sit up, put its head right into this piece of bedrock right there. And if I put a block there, you'll see we're about 1 block away. So if you're going to build this yourself, make sure this tail's in the center and you are 1 block down. That should get the wither trapped. And then that way we can come over here, place this back down like that, and throw all of our eggs right in here. Get all of the chickens in this little 1x3 section. Throw a splash potion of poison on them to get them down to half a heart. That way, when this wither spawns in and explodes, that'll be enough damage to kill all of these chickens, and we should have ourselves a ton of wither roses. Let me go ahead and spawn all these chickens in, and I'll be right back. Okay, we got a ton of little wither roses in here. This should be more than enough for our purposes. Obviously, if you're going to be building like a wither skeleton farm or something and using this method, you're going to have to fill this entire area with chickens, maybe even a couple times to get enough roses. But we only need 1 for this, so this should be more than enough. I'm going to go ahead and throw this splash potion of poison in. Get all those chickens sort of hurting. I got myself too, but that's okay. And once that starts, we're going to go ahead and break these blocks and let them spread around to be on all angles of the wither. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to place these wither skeleton skulls and get the heck out of dodge. Okay, that worked really well. We only needed 1 rose and we ended up getting 36. So we can take these extra 35 roses and maybe use them for a little mini wither skeleton farm or something, which is cool. We also have a nether star that we can make a beacon out of. But more important is that wither rose. So now we can get back to building our shulker farm. And just so we don't forget, while you're at the portal, you should grab some sand or some gravel, something with gravity, throw it into the portal just like this, and this is going to show you exactly where that 0, 0 block is in your overworld, because we're going to need to know where that block is in order to make this farm. And by the way, comment below if you've ever been this lucky finding an end city. Okay, so after searching this entire city, I have finally found one remaining shulker. This is the last guy here. We need to keep him alive, otherwise we need to find another city, so I'm going to be very, very careful. I'm going to go ahead and set all of these rails up, and I'll be right back. Oof, be careful, buddy. Don't hurt yourself. Okay, and here we are, and I can see a shulker bullet already, so we know this worked. There's my guy, and you know what? If we break one of these sand blocks, he should teleport away. Yes, okay, great. So what I think we're going to do now is we're going to put him into a boat, because we're not too far away here. It's about 800 blocks, but it is over the ocean. So I'd like to bring him to our actual base to try and keep this farm safe. So let's throw him in a boat. We'll head over and get him comfortable back at our house. Okay, so while I was trying to get this guy into a boat, he hit himself with a shulker bullet and actually duplicated, which is what we're going to be trying to take advantage of with this farm here. So why don't we keep one of these guys safe? Maybe we put him in a glass case, and we'll throw the other guy into a boat, because you know what? You never know. Something might happen. He may die, and we'll definitely want to keep this guy safe just in case. Kind of like a backup. Okay, he is now protected. Let's grab this guy, throw him in a boat. You know what, guys? While we're up here, why don't we try and get an achievement in the meantime? So let me grab a pearl here and throw it as far as I can and see if that's enough to do it. Yes, sir. All right. Great view from up here. Let's go. And night is falling, so it's probably a good time for us to take off. Let the journey begin. Okay, now we got him nicely locked into this little cell here on the beach. He is now safe from us and, more importantly, himself. So great, let's go ahead and make a nice long rail all the way home. And when we get there, I think we're going to build the farm first, and we won't bring him back until we're absolutely ready for him. I'll see you back at the base. Okay, you know, guys, this looks like as good a spot as any. We are right here next to the iron farm and super close to our base, which is perfect. I think I'll go ahead here and start building this portion of the farm. Maybe we'll go into a time lapse for that, but then we got to come back because we're going to go into the nether, and we're going to go onto the nether roof to finish this thing and to build the second half. So enjoy the time lapse, and I will see you in the nether. Hey guys, Future Click here. I know I said I would bring you back when we got to the Nether, but some pretty hilarious stuff went down when we were trying to get that Shulker back in the overworld. Shadow435 actually popped online and wanted to give me a hand because Shadow is amazing, but things didn't really go according to plan. It ended up being maybe a little bit more of a train wreck than we'd imagined. We actually ended up killing the Shulker. Well, it wasn't Shadow's possession, but we're not going to talk about that right now. And I had to go back to spawn to get that second one. So go ahead and enjoy this. And if you really liked it, go show Shadow some love over on his channel. And be sure to come by for Server Sunday. Okay, welcome back. We are now in the Nether, and we're about to glitch onto the Nether roof so we can go ahead and build the rest of this farm. If you've never done this before, it's extremely easy. I've got an ender pearl in my hand. We've got some ladders on the wall here, and if I look at this block above my head, if I look on the right side of the screen, I can see targeted block says 127 on the y-axis. So we're looking at the right block here. I'm going to hold W on the ladder, right click with a pearl. Bam, just like that. You kind of glitch halfway into the floor, so you have to jump out. Okay, so when we built the farm, we recorded the exact block that the Shulker is sitting on. That was 76,783, and that divided by 8 is 997. So let's go ahead and see if we can find that block real quick. Should be right about here. Perfect. Okay, right there. And then you're going to pillar up 20 blocks. Okay, so when we light this thing up, we should pop out at the Shulker farm. Fingers crossed. Sweet. Then you're just going to jump right back into the portal. And remove those bottom 2 corner blocks from your portal in the Nether. Then you're going to want to grab some slabs and build up a structure just like this. Next, we're going to go ahead and put buttons all over this portal to make sure that these shulkers can't somehow teleport to it. Next, we're going to go down 1 block, and we're going to place 8 top slabs in the spot that I'm doing this right now. And then we're going to go 10 this way and do an 8x10 rectangle. Okay, now we're going to move over to this side here. We're going to look for the 4th block from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Place a temporary block there, and then an activator rail like such. Okay, and then we're going to move around and place powered rails, except in the corners. Then regular rails in the corners. And then some very uniquely placed slabs. Okay, now we're going to power all of these rails by putting a lever underneath of 4 of these bottom slabs. Now we're going to come back to this temporary dirt block and place a chest 2 blocks below that and a hopper on top of that chest. Then we're going to take these chains here and place 2 on these sides to try and keep that hopper minecart in place. We can now remove that block and put a rail down on top of the hopper. That is a spoon. There we go. And boom. Okay, perfect. Now you can break that rail underneath of the hopper minecart. Just like that, and we'll place a dirt block there and a dirt block there. We're going to put a piston on this other dirt block, and then grab a button or something. I've got nothing on me. Look at that. Okay, we'll put a button on it, and push this dirt block into that hopper minecart, just like that, and then we can put this last chain right on that side like that. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to grab our glass panes and our wither rows. The wither rows is going to go right on top of the dirt block, and the glass panes are going to go right around it. And that's our killing chamber. Okay, I just removed all of these temporary blocks and built myself a much larger storage system. Next, we're going to find the very edge of our farm here, and we're going to move 16 blocks away to build a portal home. Okay, we're back at the portals here. Just 2 more quick things, and this farm is all done. We need to place 6 trapdoors along both sides of this portal. And then place 2 minecarts along the powered rails, moving clockwise. I'm just going to do 1 quick fly around and make sure we didn't leave any temporary blocks that any of those shulkers can teleport to. Looks good. Guys, this farm is done. Okay, we're back at the farm in the overworld. All we need to do is climb these vines, flick that lever, and pray that that shulker doesn't die. Oh, I hear bullets. I saw a teleport. And it works? I mean, it works. It works. Okay, and there's just one last thing we can do to make this farm absolutely perfect, and that is to find ourselves a turtle egg to lure all of those zombified piglins away and hopefully get ourselves maximum efficiency. Hey, buddy. Okay, so here's our little zombified piglin scrubber. As you can see, it's just some soul sand with some wither roses on top. Since soul sand is not a full block, you're able to pick up items through that with a hopper. So as you see, as this guy dies, you'll see that all of his flesh and gold gets sucked up into this chest, which is pretty sweet. So we'll get a little bit of gold while we're AFK. We put a turtle egg right in there to attract them, and some trapdoors here that they can actually see through. So they'll have no problem seeing that turtle egg and running away from these portals, which is great. Okay, let's pop back in and check and see how the farm's doing. Okay, here we are, and let's have a quick look after only about 10 minutes. Almost 2 stacks of shells. Oh my gosh. Wow. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do a little AFKing and never need a shulker box again. Devilmock, well done. I do notice that the 2 minecarts are much closer to each other than they were when I left, but you know what? 2 stacks of shells, I think it's going to be fine. The last thing I'm going to do, I think, is build a little AFK platform. This is absolutely unnecessary for this farm, guys, but since I'm going to be on a hardcore world AFKing, I want to be as safe as possible. And for me, that's up in the sky. Alright, if we go and check our storage system after just making that AFK platform, wow, we've already got almost 2 more stacks of shulker shells. That is absolutely insane. One cool little safety feature of this farm is it has a bit of a holding cell for 2 extra shulkers. So basically, if your shulker in the overworld dies, which absolutely is a possibility, then you know that there'll be 2 more remaining. You don't have to go all the way back to the end city. And if you take one of these shulkers to replace one of the ones that died, another one will fill its place. So you'll always have 2 shulkers ready to go. I think that's going to do it for today, guys. I got a ton of AFKing to do for some shulker shells. If you got this farm working, leave a comment below. Say, I did it. I'd love to know. That's amazing. And if you didn't get this farm working, that's hilarious. That's even better. Leave a comment below. I want to know those stories even more. Come by and say hi on Twitch, guys. Leave me a follow there. And of course, if you like this video, drop a sub. Leave me a like. That really, really helps me with the algorithm, guys. Stay well. Stay safe. I love you tons. Peace.